Morning, guys. Here we are, 23rd of July. Oh, this year's whipping by. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the strength of the market, see which is the biggest mover and shaker in the Forex. And then we're going to look at the economic calendar, see if there's any times you need to be aware of. Now, all squad members get this early, and public, it comes in about 9:30. So if you want to see it early, just come into the squad. Right, off we go. So the first thing we look at is who's moved the most through the last data sample. Well, the Aussie has shifted up 3 points, but the big shocker is the dollar. The dollar has dropped dramatically. It has lost a lot of ground. Now from here, I look to see what's called the market pick. Now the market pick looks to see which ones are separated, the furthest apart. So if you can see, you've got the Aussie at the top and JPY at the bottom. It comes here. So the strongest is these three here, which you can see in unison. And then it's paired against the weakest. Well, the first weakest is JPY, then it's the Swissy, then it's the US. But there's also a calculation where it needs to be at least 2 times greater sort of thing. So let's have a little look, see what we've got as a pick. Well, if I was looking at it, because of the products that I trade the euro, the pound, the dollar and JP, and then I do them as a cross pair, it would be euro JPY is chart of choice today, okay? But you might want Aussie JPY, just up to you. This particular box is just the majors because this looks at all of the 28 pairs, minors and majors, but the majors will move every single day. And of the majors, it's picked out euro dollar is reasonable, so is Aussie dollar. So what I'm trying to do with this is figure out what is the best asset of the day. Now, the assets that I trade are these. So we can see, where is euro dollar in the scale? Well, euro's in the top 3. The dollar is in the bottom 3. I would look at that. We can see the euro hasn't moved any, so it's pretty static at the moment, but the dollar has dropped dramatically. And then when we look at the change of strength, well, obviously the biggest change has been the dollar, with the euro shifting up 1 point. So there's strength coming into the euro. Hasn't quite pushed it above the other currencies yet, but it is starting to come in. So it could be one to watch. I watch euro dollar every single day. And I also make a note of assets that are below a certain ATR. So once they're below 60, I don't really look at them, apart from euro dollar, because euro dollar moves every day. Okay, so if we look at the pound dollar, well, pound's in the middle. It's losing ground. It's going in the same direction as the US. As you can see, the change of strength is quite a bit. I would discount that. Again, the pound is in the middle, so I would discount that. Then you got euro JPY. That gives you your biggest contender, and it's just creeping over on the ATR of 66. And then you've got US JPY both in the bottom. So of them, looks like trade the euro today, and it'll be euro USD and euro JPY as chart of choice based on here. Now, if I look at what's going on, again, you've got the euro moving up, dollars collapsed the most, followed by JPY. So euro dollar, euro JPY today. News wise, well, this is where it gets a bit more interesting because you've got to figure out times to trade, etc. Take off the low level stuff so you can see what goes on. There's not a great deal gone on through the night. Now, what we can see here is there's quite a bit of news coming in. Most of it is medium, so it's not going to really affect the market too much, but you do get a ripple effect if it all happens at once. So what I'll be doing is I'll keep half an eye on it. It's 1:15 this afternoon. There is an interest rate that will shake the market if you are in the euro. So you want to be careful at 1:15. And then again, at 1:45, there is another big news announcement with the ECB. So between 1 and 2, kind of avoid that on the euro. But other than that, you're pretty good right through the day. Have yourselves a good one. See you soon.